I got tricked.
Baby Kaya wants to know.
I got tricked.
Tricked?
Yeah, RJ tricked me.
No, he just didn't tell you everything.
That's RJ.
Yo.
Wave hello.
World, meet RJ.
Alright, so this is what happened today. Very weird. I want to be a pilot.
Kaya's gonna protect your
So I wanted to be a pilot, right? So I reached out to RJ. I said, RJ, can you like book me sort of like an intro thing to flying, right? So RJ did that, and he said, okay, cool, Monday morning at 10:30 a.m., like, blah, 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 they got a plane, things like that. You know, it's the intro, the first step to actual becoming a pilot. And I was like, fuck yeah, thanks, bro. So I show up, and, stop. I show up, and, I don't know anything because I didn't book it, right? So I go out, and the guy starts going through the airplane checklist. Like, he's saying, okay, you know, make sure these lights work, and check the fuel, and I'm looking at the fuel to see if there's sediment and water in it. I'm going around all the things, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, cool, this is the first time I'm ever going to fly in, like, a small, single-prop fucking plane, right? So we check the whole plane, climb in, I put my headset on, and, you know, so we start the engine. I start the engine and the throttle. I'm like, cool. He's going to take off and take me on a plane ride. It's going to be the first time I'm ever in a small plane. And he pulls out, and then the way you fly a plane is actually with your feet. So you have turn right, turn left, and then you have brakes. So right brake, left brake. So it's like, it's, you know, heel toe. And then you also have the yoke, which steers. So he pulls out, and he shows me like an easy turn and a hard turn. And then he's like, all right, cool. You know, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, all right. So like I start like driving, which is very awkward because you're driving and you're not using your hands at all.
So is it like those cars that like when you have beginner cars and the other guy can drive if he wants?
Yeah. So he's there. So that's why I think that he's driving. I just think that it's useless in front of me. So we go out on the runway, right? Now, what I realized at this point in time was he was under the impression that I guess I knew what we were doing. Like, he was under the impression that he knew that I was going to fly that day, and I was, like, mentally prepared. And I had no fucking idea. So we go out there, and we pull up, and he starts talking, and he's like, all right. And now I'm, like, sort of starting to think, like, we're about to take off, this is going to be rad. And he's like, all right, when you take off, you know, make sure you're going to put the throttle up in 3 steps, and you're going to pull back. And I was like, when I take off, like when I take off, he's like, yeah. Holy shit, I'm about to take I'm about to take off. Now this is crazy because it was $129. I went out and got in an airplane, and now I'm flying it like 15 minutes later. So I was like, okay. So we go out, push the throttle 1, push throttle 2, and now throttle up, pull back on the yoke, and all of a sudden we're off the fucking ground. We're in the air. We're no longer touching the ground. In this weird little plane. Smallest plane in the universe.
Were there seats in the back?
There were seats in the back, but nobody could ever fit in them. Not even Austin.
Me?
And Austin, no. You're too big.
What?
Austin might be the right size. So we're in the air.
Austin weighs more than me.
Yeah.
I do.
You're wider, though.
That's
so
true.
we're in the air, and we're flying. And I'm flying around, I'm doing circles and stuff, and I'm starting to, like, sort of get used to it. It never clicked that I was off the ground. I was way too, like, freaked out. I sort of started to look at the gauges, but still don't really totally know what they mean.
Did you fog up the windows like you did in Alaska?
No.
Montana.
So we're zooming, and we're taking turns and doing all this stuff, and then he goes, okay, we'll take us back. He said there's a dip in the mountains, so he took one back there, took a right, and he's like, all right. And now I realize, like, I'm about to land an airplane. And it's just, I think if RJ and I would have had better communication, and I would have known that I was fully flying an airplane, it would have been totally different. It's like if you were going to like a farm, right? Like, hey, we're going to a farm tomorrow, real quick. Like, okay, cool, I'm going to go look at a farm. And then you get to a farm, and they're like, okay, cool, you're going to change the horse's shoes and then ride a horse. Like, wait, you mean riding a horse and changing shoes? Like, you're not mentally fucking ready for it. And I was mentally ready for maybe a flight, maybe some like note taking in a book or something, but not flying an airplane. So we start to land. Landing is fucking sketchy.
No shit.
Landing, like, the fucking just burr, 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 and like I pulled the nose up at the last minute, so like we started to go back up in the air. And then I dropped the nose again. We like came down too hard and like skipped, and we're like, it was fucking wild. But the guy said I did all right. And now I'm gonna continue
So
my.
you skipped your way down?
I'm gonna continue my pilot licenses gathering.
And you scared him with the one turn. You didn't tell the end of that part.
So I was doing gradual turns, right? And like the way you turn a plane is you turn, and I just judge by like the sound of the engine and things like that. And I can't really read any of the dials yet, but like I can sort of tell when the nose goes up or down based on the horizon. So like when you turn slightly, and you have to bring the nose up and use some of your feet sometimes. But like it's a pretty interesting way how you do it. And without knowing anything, I think I was doing okay. But one of the last turns, he's like, all right, so if we can just, once you get to the highway down there, take a turn. And I totally like banked the fuck out of the turn. And he like, it's like, whoa, don't take turns that sharp. That's what I see in movies. So I thought I was like fucking Top Gun fighter jet.
So you scared him.
He was a little thrown off. He was
So was that a good
now
turn,
the
or
other
was he just thrown off?
I don't know. I
because
think it was way too aggressive for
Dangerous.
my skill set.
dangerous turn.
For my skill set.
Well, my skill set that doesn't exist. So the other problem was that I was looking to get my license to fly a jet. So there's private, then there's commercial, and then there's like there's some kind of signature you get under your commercial so you can fly a jet. And when I was looking up the difference between a single prop and a jet, it went over like all of the sort of the fuck ups you can do. Like if you turn too hard, or if coming in, like the nose is too high, or like there's like 50 different little situations you can get in a prop plane that you die. Or like, oh, you turn too hard here and you drop the nose and you hit the dead spot. I don't remember of them all. I just remember there's a lot of them. And then it's like, and if an inexperienced pilot doesn't know how to get out of this, you fucking die. So cool. So like I had all those going through my head, like thinking to myself, like, I don't know what happens if I do this.
So you just turned it really hard.
Luckily my bro Thorn, which is the dopest name ever, right?
It's a cool name.
Luckily my bro Thorn was there with me.
And you didn't die.
Who he and I never got on like a bro level.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's younger than me. I think he's younger than me. But he and I were on a very professional level.
Good.
Yeah, he has no idea who I am, which is really cool. He has no idea what I do or anything. He's like, so why would you want to get your pilot's license? He's like, I travel a lot. I was like, oh, that's cool. And like we flew over the warehouse, and I was like, that's my warehouse. And he's like, that's a big warehouse. And I was like, But I think he thinks like I work in here. Doesn't know like I own it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll come out at some point. But it was really exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my pilot's license, and I'm gonna fly us all.
But you were talking about the difference between the jets and the this and the that.
A lot of differences.
Oh.
A lot of
You
death
were-
differences.
I thought you were telling.
I don't remember the differences. They actually scared me too much. So I
What do you
blocked
want? A single prop or a jet?
them out. Jets are a lot more expensive.
Yes.
Jets, from what I read, depend the severity of death. But as far as how complicated they are,
Jets could like make you die faster.
no, there's just a lot of differences, and it takes me a while to get there. So we're not gonna be in a jet for a while. We're gonna be on single props.
That's alright.
But what I did learn too, which it's a lot of it based on weight, so how many people we have, based on how much gas we can carry, and then a lot of times he's like, so if you do have too many people and you need gas, you can't bring bags with you, like you can't bring luggage.
Cool. How about we just don't bring people?
Well, we'll bring Austin,
Yeah.
and then if we were to bring
Debo.
like Kaya or Debo
So Debo and Austin fight in the back.
the whole time, can you imagine?
We have to shred fest just to be on the plane.
But yeah, but like imagine if we had Austin, we had you and Kaya on the plane, like we may not be able to bring one of your giant bags. So we gotta travel like rock stars.
No, we'll just boot Austin off.
We just come up in the
Just
airplane.
throw him out of the side. Put a parachute on him, of course.
Parachute.
course.
Wait, we're gonna take off, then throw Austin out. So
Yes.
To save gas.
He's gonna save gas.
All right, I don't know.
Did you mention about the fact that you were too fat for one of the planes?
You did
Whoa.
not mention that.
Whoa. Too fat.
All right.
Zoom it in for
So
dramaticness.
he had a discussion with some of the other flight schools, and I guess it came up how much I weigh.
Yeah.
What did you tell them?
That you weighed 270 and that you were 6'3".
And
And one guy was like, well,
and jacked, right? You didn't tell him
Yeah.
what. Yeah. You were like,
He
and
was
he's
a
fucking
fat
jacked.
270.
Did you tell him how much I squat or anything, or like that I can pull 6 plates for multiple reps?
You could probably
No.
deadlift the
So they're
plate.
like, okay, cool. So he's a giant fat man,
yeah.
270 pounds.
Looking for a hobby.
So yeah, I guess apparently half the planes I can't use or something like
You're
that.
too big.
That's alright.
Whatever, pussy planes anyway.
I'll drive those ones. Yep.
You drive a plane.
Yep. I'm just gonna drive it to my destination.
So yeah, Rob Bailey Flight School.
101. You're the pilot
That
now.
much closer.
That much closer. I have so much stuff I have to do now.
In terms of what?
I'm gonna get a new watch. So I just got this watch, which I think is great. But now I'm gonna get like a pilot's watch.
Ooh.
I need to figure out what I should get. I have to get pilot sunglasses because my sunglasses were not the appropriate
You
sunglasses.
had like Ray-Bans on.
Aviators.
you
Yeah.
need aviators.
I need aviators.
You have aviators, don't
Pilot's
you?
hat.
No.
You definitely need a hat.
Yeah.
A hat.
Yeah, a hat.
Yeah.
All right.
Cover up your crazy
A hat.
There was his headset was much cooler than mine too. Mine was like this big goofy thing, and his was sleek as fuck.
We'll get you a Bluetooth earpiece.
I need a logbook. I think I don't want to get ahead of myself, but anyway, there's a lot of people reaching out to me through social media accounts and through email accounts. A couple guys with helicopters that want to sell me helicopters. A bunch of people that want to sell me airplanes, and a bunch of pilots. And I appreciate everyone reaching out. Give me some time to respond back, but this is a new fun little venture in my life.
New chapter.
I guess chapter.
The chapter.
It'll make us a lot more mobile and free. I love
Efficient.
freedom. Freedom's really a really big deal to me, and this feels like the ultimate freedom.
You look like freedom.
Freedom Hawk.
Freedom Hawk.
You
Freedom.
need a hat.
No, that covers up Freedom Hawk.
Oh.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, cool.
That's all.
So when are you guys gonna fly with me?
You're not allowed to fly.
When you're
with
safer.
us.
Soon.
When
You
you're
have to
legal.
lose weight.
When you're actually legal.
You're an illegal pilot.
You have to do so many hours.
I'll get my license. I'll get a forge license from Intercity Reading.
Cool. I'll go out with you when you get that.
See you guys.